Hey, what's up guys? Cole with GZ, another new release preview. This is for July 18th, 4 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Hawaii time. This week, we have a few Coggin lures. It's just some miscellaneous ones. There's some over here as well, actually. We have BONZE lures, couple random keeled Ono bullets from Moias. We've been burning through our inventory. We actually just got in another stash that we'll be getting up in the next few weeks. We have Tanigawa lures, new TSUTOMUs in the corners, Sportsman's release knives. We restocked those. We've been burning through our inventory. And then YEE and KEGZ lures. And that's it for this week. Last week, we released the jetted hook lock from Grain and Tackle. That is my business partner, Chris Donato's brainchild. And they are available on our website. So check those out. We did also release a video just to kind of give some installation tips, because when you're dealing with jets, especially if you like look underneath, for example, all your jetted lures, some of them are misevenly placed because it's all a manual process and they're spread out differently between different lure makers. So we have some installation tips just to make sure you're not covering up your jet holes. And it's something really quick and easy, but we think it's helpful. So check that out. That's on our YouTube channel. And this week we're going to do one on our standard hook rig, our stiff rig. And we did one already on the benchmark rig with the benchmark swivels, but this is just our standard hook rig. So if that throws you off with the swivel there, this will show you how we do the process A to Z on that. That will be released. And then we're also going to try and get our elite video with some Marlin Magic lure history discussion. We had some really old Marlin Magic lures, which we actually got another batch in that we'll be releasing next week, I believe. And thought it was a good time to talk about some lure history stuff. And we're going to try and do a little bit more of that. So stay tuned for that one. Elite channel, elite members only, and we'll throw a couple clips out there just to kind of give you a tidbit of what we're discussing. So, all right, lures. Coggin lures, we have another extreme Tado that we got in. This is a slanted head, just a massive, massive teaser. This thing, weighs like 10 pounds. So we have one of those in. We got in a Tado invert with skipjack firetails vinyl. We have an extreme Copycat plunger in yellowfin. Thought that matched the head well with firetails, yellowfin. And then we have a couple regular Copycat plungers right here as well. So check those out. We have a bunch more Coggins coming, especially peanuts. If you're really a fan of those 4 and 5 inch peanut lures, those are going to be hitting next week. At least about half of them. We've restocked every peanut shape, so we're getting through about half of them next week. And I think there's a couple other shapes too. So, and we just about to get in another batch of Coggin lures because we keep on selling out of the ones we've brought in. Here we have Maui plunger inverts. These are really nice. This is a dichro glass. This is kind of like a rainbow dichro glass, which is different from what he traditionally used in the past. This is more, I'll just say it's more modern from him, more new. But you can see a lot of the rainbow colors. So we just did a rainbow pattern for a skirt job on that. And then we have a few other ones. I really like this one as well. It's kind of got a little bit of like a green mackerel look to it. We don't have it skirted up, but you can customize that on our website if you want, or you can buy just the head. That one's really nice. Medium Copalure inverts, I think we're out of stock, but just here's a sample. It's basically a short-nosed Copalure invert, which is an inverted bait with jets. So medium Copalure invert, those are restocked. Let's do BONZE. BONZE we have right here. This is the submission. Okay, so we have the submission here. And then we have right here the dog Bollocks. I think we were out of stock of those. Just all clear mirrored heads for the dog Bollocks. Okay, we have Bankwalker teasers. I think we ran out of those as well. This has been a hot one for us since we brought it in, one of their newer shapes. Both of those are newer. Bankwalker teaser, and the Bankwalker again is basically a teaser 16-inch size of the Violator, which is clearly their most popular lure. All right, we have the Notorious here. We got one of those in. with pink, kind of a more custom one. We have some mirrored jackhammers. This is the small version of the Violator. I say small, like a 12-inch version. And then here is the Behemoth. Forgot the name for a second. So we have a couple custom colors, purple and green here. So check out the Behemoth. And we have more coming. I reordered the Violators and Sugar Daddies because we do have some Violators left, but we're running low on inventory on those. And then Sugar Daddies, I think we've blown through our inventory again. Let's go just real quick. These have been a really big seller for us lately. This is a new shape of his. We only have 2 left, but like I said, we did get a new stock in that will be up very soon. We're gonna try and rush them up because they've been selling so fast. This is the keeled medium Ono bullet, a new version of the medium Ono bullet. It's heavier by about an ounce. I don't remember the exact weight of the heads, but they differ by about an ounce. So it's a little bit heavier of a bullet. It's clearly keeled. It will sit up straight, which usually we don't worry about as much with the bullets, but they'll track straight. So yeah, there's a couple left, but stay tuned in a couple weeks. There'll be more, and we have a ton more Moias lures coming. Just FYI, there's going to be new sizes of the Dark and Stormy, and one other lure. He did a small and a medium size, and we're going to try and rush those up when we get them. So just stay tuned for that. We've been burning through our Moias inventory though, so we're trying to keep it all stocked up. All right, Tanigawas. We focus on 7-inch size this time. So we have 7-inch 2-hole jets. This is the traditional 7-inch 2-hole jet that he's been made for a while, but we have pretty much all the Pearl series that we've been releasing lately, including, we do have Strawberry Pearl and regular, but including White Pearl, which we haven't got these in a while. And the ones that I showed you, they have the Strawberry Pearl tips, and there's a blueberry, there's a pink, and yeah. And then we have kind of that, I'll say American Express color, the ice rainbow with cracked glass. That's one of his most popular colors for sure. And then we have the small 7-inch bullet, which is a non-jetted version. It's smaller. You can see these are both considered 7-inch bullets, but you can see the 7-inch bullet non-jetted is clearly smaller. I'd say this is a 352 Blue Ocean size, and the other one's a 302 size, if that's any help to any of you. But we got disco in the same kind of pearl colors. We do have an ice blue shell. So it's the one shell one that we have, kind of one of his traditional colors as well. We did this one in Feather Sword. And yeah, those have been out of stock for a while. So 7-inch bullets, if you've been looking for them, they're back up again. And we're gonna keep on trying to get stocked up because I just looked at the other day and we're about out of the 9-inch stuff again. So Tsutomus, real quick. We have some classic blunt cuts. Okay, this is a 12-inch sized. It's a semi-tapered slanted nose bait. I wouldn't call it a plunger, but it's a blunt cut. That's what they call it. And we did this one in fruit salad. Clearly these are not the fish head inserts, but they have some really nice clean work that they do. And then we have one in black and red as well that you'll see. And then on the other side, we have a series of anti-plungers, the 12-inch plungers. So we did some in Blue Ocean skirting, but then we did a lot in Firetails as well. So we have different fish head colors. There's a few that were still in stock too. But then we got these two that I really want to showcase because I just love them. We did a yellowfin pattern, just looked really, really clean. Okay, so we got a yellowfin pattern, then we have a mahi pattern. Their mahi heads are just, they're really cool. So check those out, 12-inch anti-plungers, and we have 14-inch coming in a few weeks. They just arrived. And then lastly, we have Joe-Yee lures and Kegs lures. Okay, I'm not gonna pick up very many of them because they're way up there and I don't want to risk breaking them. But for the Joe-Yee lures, it's this row right here. I'll just kind of pick this one up. This is our double plunger, not our double plunger, their double plunger with a fish head insert. Okay, we got one of those in. We have a Popo here. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the Popo, but This is it's a nice big kind of 16-inch size lure. These they've been very hard to get. We have had a handful in the last year or so, but this is the classic strawberry pearl, and these are all made by Joe Yee. I'm not going to go over the labels again. I've talked about that a lot, but the labels are clearly different between Kegs and Joe Yee's. And in fact, once you get kind of familiar with Kegs style, you'll see the difference in the inserts, just how Kegs does his inserts versus Joe Yee. Kegs did start doing some of the classic paper inserts, and we're going to get some of those in very soon. So I know some of you guys have been asking about those because he's been mostly focusing on pearl work. As you'll see here, these are all pearl. But the classic paper inserts, kind of like what you'll see here, like with this one's a really cool, and this is a Joey boy with amber resin. Kind of stuff with that paper insert he's doing a little bit more work on. So stay tuned for that. That will come out very soon. And we have real shell bullets. There's a couple different sizes there, like a 9-inch plus and then a regular, what we call the 9-inch shorty. And then we have baby plungers, Apollos, and all those are with lead inserts. They're not the lightweight ones. They have added lead inserts. Those have been a little bit harder for us to get. And then we have salt and pepper, super plunger, medium plunger, Apollo, and baby plunger. And then there's a couple more, oh yeah, a purple Apollo. And then for the Kegs lures, we got double plunger, we have a couple Popos, we have 501s, medium plungers, Apollos, and super plungers. And I'm going to show a couple of them, some of my favorites. Well, this double plunger is really nice. I love those eyes on it too. This is a purple pearl double plunger. And again, if you're used to paying, you know, 800, 900 bucks for a Joe Yee double plunger, these are significantly cheaper, using the same molds. Yeah, he used the same molds as his grandfather, so I'm excited to kind of bring in some different shapes other than the traditional super plunger and Apollo and medium plunger. Here's a super plunger. Again, I like that purple. That's real shell eyes though, real white mother pearl shell eyes. You'll see a lot of the 3D work, and then of course he's got, this one is cool. It has like holographic glitter, but then that's the rainbow eyes that we always like. And of course we got strawberry, black, blue, pink in the super plunger there. And then we have 501s are like a holographic blue pearl. We got purple pearl and blue a lot in all those shapes. And I see a gray, like a gray pearl Apollo with real shell eyes. So check all that stuff out. Some really nice stuff from Kegs. And yeah, excited to continue to sell those and pump those out to you guys. And we get them all direct, even the Joe Yee lures. These are not pre-owned. These are coming right from their shop. These are left over from his grandfather's inventory that before he passed away. So there's still lures sitting on the shelves over there. We'll continue to get a few more of those in. But that's it. If you have any questions, hit us up. Oh yeah, don't forget about the Sportsman's release knives. We restocked all colors because we were burned out of inventory. But we can rig anything up for you. If you have any questions on anything, let us know. Some really cool stuff coming out next week. I'm excited about next week. So stay tuned. But have a good rest of your week.